And so welcome. Welcome to our Friday morning, our Good Morning Flow. I'm Jen. Thanks for being here and finding that comfortable seat. Just sit up nice and tall. You're welcome to close the eyes if that feels comfortable for you. Otherwise, just take the gaze wherever it may be. Wherever it may be. And then just take a moment to just actively stack the bones. So just taking a moment to get the hips in line with the heart and then in line with the head. So finding a long, tall spine and then actively pressing down through whatever is connected with the earth in order to lift the body up towards the sky. So reaching through the crown of the head. Maybe take a second just to draw the chin slightly in. Roll the shoulders up towards the ears and then down the back body. And then draw the elbows in towards the rib cage, not actively, just sort of draw them back slightly. Place the hands on the legs or the knees, a place that feels comfortable. And just having this nice open chest, tall spine. And from here, settle in. Maybe taking a few deep breaths. And let's just start our class with a breath together. So take a breath in through the nose. And just a nice big sigh out through the mouth. And then as the breath returns to its normal flow, just starting to become aware of it. And sometimes when we turn our attention onto the breath, the natural thing to do is to start to control it. But see if you can avoid controlling the breath and just come to a place of noticing. And sometimes it helps to find the qualities of the breath. So does it feel warm? Does it feel cool? And so we're breathing in and out of the nose here. So how does that feel as it enters the nostrils? As it travels down the back of the throat? As it travels down into the lungs? As it travels and fills the belly? Maybe notice where you're breathing from. So do you feel an expansion, contraction of the belly or of the chest? And if you feel that contraction or you feel the breath mostly up in here, see if you can get the breath to move down into the belly. So just a really active awareness. And if the breathing is up here or in the shoulders, you feel this more, that's okay. Just be aware of that. And when you connect with that breath and you connect with, okay, my breath is here, which sometimes signals stress in the body, see if you can actively start to bring the breath more into the belly. So coming into a diaphragmatic breath pattern, even off the mat. And so from here, keeping that breath awareness, we're going to add just a little bit of movement. You can keep the eyes closed. And we're just going to take the arms, and on your next inhale, just sweep them up towards the sky. Don't worry about, hand placement, whatever. Just go with it. Go with what feels good. And as you exhale, take the arms back down. All right. So moving with the breath here. Inhale to sweep the arms high. Maybe you lift through the crown of the head. Maybe you sort of round it through the back a bit. So take this moment to lengthen up. And then exhale. Release the arms. And just move with your own breath here. Maybe you're taking shorter, faster breaths so the arm movements are a little bit quicker. Or if you're able to come into that belly breath, that diaphragmatic breathing, maybe they're a little bit slower. And if you've got Ujjayi breath in your practice, this might be a lovely time to sort of connect with that as well. If you don't, just breathe. Just breathe. We'll save the teaching of Ujjayi breath for another day. Go ahead and take one more little round here of inhaling, reaching high. And then exhaling, releasing down. Take the palms back to the lap just for a moment. Continue to just be aware of the breath. So that's our focus today, is seeing if we can remain focused on the breath versus sort of outside of our mat, what's happening outside here. And sometimes that's really hard, and that's okay. It's perfectly normal, perfectly natural to have the mind wander into other things that are happening around you, other things that are going to happen later today, or even things that are happening within your own self. The goal here is to just notice when that happens, and then see if you can find your focus, sort of reacquaint that focus back onto the breath. And the reason we do that is really just so that in times of turmoil in your own life, you can just take a second to refocus instead of just reacting, right? We can refocus and then respond versus react. Yeah, okay. All right, so let's go ahead and make our way into a child's pose, okay? So coming onto the knees, bring them as wide as your mat, or to a comfortable place if that's not working for you this morning. Big toes come together, and then just send the hips towards the heels. Allow the arms to extend long, and just take the forehead onto the mat. You can take the elbows down onto the mat as well. Let this be a resting pose here. And if it doesn't feel restful, I know sometimes in the mornings when I do this right off, it doesn't feel restful. So, adjust the body, adjust the pose, add a prop or two if that helps you sort of sink in a bit more, okay? And as you're here in child's pose, because we're in this sort of folded position, you'll likely be able to connect with the breath a little bit more, at least hear it a little bit easier because of that, the nature of the pose. So just again, noticing the breath, noticing where you're breathing into, noticing any sensations in the body. And then just using the breath to send those areas of sensation a little kindness, a little love. On your next breath in, we're going to find an active child's pose. So coming onto the fingertips, tenting the hands, lifting the palms, lifting the elbows. The forehead can stay on the mat or it can lift. It's up to you. And then press the fingertips down into the mat as you press the heels down towards, the hips down towards the heels. So finding a nice stretch for the back body. Maybe getting into the shoulders a bit. Really active here. Beautiful. Take one more breath in. And then a breath out, palms back to the earth. Relax the arms. And then just lift the head slightly. We're going to thread the left arm underneath the right.
Okay, so take the left palm towards the sky. You're coming onto the left shoulder. Take the left cheek to your mat. So turning the head. So coming into like a little child's pose twist. You can keep the right arm relaxed. It might feel nice to again come onto the fingertips of the right hand, lifting the palm, finding an active right arm. Finding that same action of pressing into the fingertips as you also press the hips towards the heels. Maybe you find a little more rotation, a little more stretch. Take one more breath in. And a breath out to release and unwind. Stretch the left arm long once again. Just a breath here to pause. Inhale. Exhale, release. Go ahead and lift the head once again, this time threading right arm underneath the left, right cheek lowers down to the mat. Keep the left arm relaxed or find that active arm, up to you. Maybe coming onto fingertips. Almost like you're sort of gazing underneath the left arm here. Take one more breath in. And a breath out. Lower it down. Unwind. Come back to that child's pose. We're just here for a breath. Inhale. Open mouth, let it go. On your next inhale, go ahead and rise all the way up to all fours, coming into tabletop pose. So as you arrive in that tabletop pose, go ahead and make sure that the hips are stacked over the knees and that the shoulders are stacked over the wrists. Beautiful. All right. Find a breath or two here to press the palms down into the earth. Fingers should be spread nice and wide, and the tops of the feet are on the mat here. All right, so let's take a moment just to come into some cat-cows. Again, finding that breath and movement together. All right, here we go. Inhale, lift the head, lift the hips, soften the belly. And then exhale, press into the palms, around the back, chin comes to chest, drop the hips. Inhale. Lift the head, pull the chest forward, almost like you're trying to shine a light out of the heart space. And then exhale, round the back. One more just like that. Inhale. Try to match the movement with the breath, so the end of the breath brings you to the end of this movement. And then exhale, same thing. End of the exhale brings you to your end of this pose. All right, on your next breath in, we're going to find a neutral spine. And you know what, let's just move through that. So go ahead and find that neutral spine as you inhale, and then just stay for the exhale, drawing the belly button towards the spine. So come into an active core. And then just a moving little hunting dog here. All right, so inhale, we're going to take the left leg back behind you. Keep the belly strong, so warming up the mid-body here, and then exhale, lower the left knee down. Inhale, right leg reaches back, press into the heel. Exhale, lower it down. Okay, so you can stay with just the legs or maybe add the arm, opposite arm. Inhale, left leg back, right arm forward. Keep the gaze down at your mat, just to keep the back of the neck happy. Exhale, lower it all down. Inhale, reach long, opposite leg, opposite arm. Exhale, lower it down. Inhale to reach. Exhale, down. Inhale, lengthen. And then exhale, down. Last one. Inhale, reach. Exhale, down. Inhale, last one. Lengthen it out. Exhale, reach it down. Beautiful. One breath here. Inhale in tabletop. And then exhale. Bend the elbows, shift forward, come on to the belly. All right, so hands are underneath the shoulders here, tops of the feet to the mat. You're gonna really hug the elbows in towards the rib cage, and that'll open up the chest. We're gonna move with the breath. Inhale, press the toenails down, press the tailbone down toward the backs of the legs as you begin to rise up. So lift the head and lift the heart. And we're finding that dynamic movement here. Exhale, lower it down. Just nice small movements here. Warm up the back. Inhale, lift. Exhale. One more time. Inhale, lift. Take a moment to pause here. One round of breath. So exhaling out. You stay here. One more inhale. And then exhale, slowly lower it down. Beautiful. Press into the hands. Find yourself back in tabletop when you arrive. Curl the toes under. And then we will send the hips high. Exhale it out. Arriving in your downward facing dog. And if you'd like to take a moment to pedal it out. I know some of us have sort of these habits that we do when we come to these familiar poses. Oh, you know, let yourself do it. And then when you feel ready, go ahead and just settle in. The knees can stay bent if you like. Arms are stretched long. And then just become aware. Where's your focus? Where's your breath? Can you connect the two? Sometimes that gets harder when we come into these static poses. That's the time our mind likes to sort of wander. So bring it back to the breath. One more inhale. Exhale out. Take the gaze towards the top of your mat. Soften the knees and then just walk the feet forward, bringing the toes behind the wrists. Take an inhale. Lift halfway. Reach the crown of the head forward, chest pulls forward, and then exhale, soften the knees and fold over the legs. Press into the feet, ground down. Inhale, we're gonna rise all the way to stand. Roll it up slow, come up, flat back. I'll leave it to you. Take the arms to reach high, palms come together. And then exhale. And draw them into your heart space. Connect the thumbs to the chest here. Take a couple of nice, full, deep belly breaths. Here we go. Let's find some movement. Inhale, sweep the arms high. Exhale, palms come through heart center as you find your forward fold. Let it go. Inhale, lift halfway, so hands to shins or fingertips to the mat. And then exhale, soften again, find your forward fold. Plant the left fingertips in front of the toes. Nice deep bend for the left knee. We'll sweep the right arm high towards the sky for a twist. Inhale. Stay for the exhale. One more breath in. Breath out, lower it down. Switch hands, switch knees. Inhale, left arm sweeps high. Stay for the exhale. Stay for the inhale. And then exhale, release it all down. Beautiful. Bend the knees, bring the palms to the earth, and we'll step the left foot back. Keep the knee lifted just for a moment. On your inhale, we're gonna pull the chest forward, take the gaze slightly forward. Keep that lift of the chest, and then exhale, lower the back knee down. Beautiful. Uncurl the toe. Inhale. Sweep the arms high, root down through the right foot. Stay for the exhale. Beautiful. Inhale, keep the chest nice and open. And then exhale, bring the palms to frame that right foot. Pick up the back heel. Lift the knee. Step the right foot back to plank pose. Strong core. Take an inhale, we're gonna shift the whole body forward. And then exhale, lower the knees down, and then bring yourself all the way down to the belly. Uncurl the toes. Inhale, we're gonna rise up just for one cobra this time. Inhale, lift it up.
Maybe you're a little bit higher than last time. And then exhale, forward fold.
Curl the toes under once again. We're gonna find our way back to downward facing dog, either through table or through plank. When you arrive in that dog pose, take an inhale. And an exhale. Beautiful. Inhale, sweep the right leg high. Keep the foot level with the knee. Level with the hip. Well, you want it level with the knee too. And then exhale, we're gonna step the right foot between the palms. So ground the left heel down, but keep the hips facing towards the top of your mat. We're gonna rise for a warrior one when you're ready. So ground through the feet. Take an inhale, slowly rise all the way up. Take the arms up over the head, palms facing one another. And then exhale, bend into the front knee. And then just see if you can take a moment, take a couple of breaths. Now, our body doesn't necessarily want to face the entire top of the mat. That's okay. It doesn't have to. But we just don't want the hips open like you're in a warrior two right now. We'll do that later. All right, so hips are facing-ish towards the top of the mat, right? Beautiful. And then we're pressing through the outer edge of that left foot, so really active legs here, okay? There we go. Take an inhale and an exhale. Keep the core drawn in. One more breath. Inhale. On the exhale, we're going to straighten the front leg and then take the arms behind the back and just grab, opposite wrists or forearms or elbows, whatever you got. On your inhale, we're going to ground through the feet, lift the chest, open it up. And then exhale, we're going to fold from the hip and just pause about halfway down. So pause with that flat back here. Grounding into the feet, almost like you're trying to rip the mat in half. That's how strong the legs are here. Keep the belly pulling up towards the spine. Beautiful. Take one more breath in. And then a breath out, release it, and just fold over the legs. You can take the hands to frame the foot. If you need to bend that front knee slightly, by all means. Take a slight bend to the front knee. Where's your focus? All right, so here we go. Inhale, come up onto the fingertips. Take the gaze just beyond the right toes. Exhale, walk the hands out a few inches as you soften that right knee. Inhale, we're gonna float the back foot, coming into a little supported warrior three, okay? And then exhale. One more time. Inhale here. And then exhale. We're going to take the nose towards the knee as you lift that back leg. Maybe a little bit higher, coming into a standing splits. Beautiful. One more breath in. Breath out. We're just going to set the left foot down next to the right. Beautiful. Inhale, halfway lift. Creating a little space for the body to exhale and fold over the legs. Palms to the earth, this time stepping right foot back. We're in that little runner's lunge, so take an inhale. Pull the chest forward, drop the hips. Gaze forward. And then exhale, lower the back knee down and uncurl the toes. Again, finding that breath, matching the breath to movement. Okay, inhale, sweep the arms high. And then exhale, ground into the feet. If you'd like to stay up here, if that feels best for you, by all means, you'll actually get probably a deeper stretch for that front hip, that right hip here. I like to just, sink down into it. For whatever reason, it just feels really good for me. Pick your lunch, it's your practice, right? All right, here we go. Take a breath in. And a breath out. Palms frame the foot. Curl the back toes under. We're going to step it back to plank pose. Here we go. Inhale, we'll all shift forward. And then exhale, you can lower all the way to the belly or halfway down for chaturanga. Inhale, lift it up for cobra or an up dog. Okay, this is your movement. And then exhale, downward facing dog. So when we come to those little moments of vinyasa, you're welcome to skip those. I like to, often just to change it up. Sometimes I just like to hold a plank. Sometimes I do chaturanga, sometimes I don't. So a really good sort of gauge to where you are or where you want to be is your breath. Okay, so focusing on the breath. All right, here we go. Inhale, sweep the left leg high. And then exhale, we're gonna step in between the palms, ground the right heel, hips are tracking towards the top of the mat. All right, ground into the feet. When you're ready, we're gonna inhale, rise up for your warrior one, and then exhale, bend into the front knee. Press into the outer edge of the right foot. Maybe lift the gaze. Keep the belly pulling in. One more breath here, inhale. As you exhale, straighten the front leg, take the arms behind you, find that bind. Ground through the feet, inhale, lift the heart. And then exhale, hinge at the hips. So we're not rounding the back, we're hinging from the hips, keeping that long spine as you ground the feet. Pause halfway down. Belly is strong. Come back to those beautiful belly breaths. Here we go, take one more breath in. And a breath out, release the arms, fold over the front leg. Again, maybe taking a slight bend into the front knee. Don't force it. You don't want your hamstrings to be angry at you, trust me. I've done it. Pull the left hip back just a little bit more. And then inhale, come onto the fingertips, lift the head, pull the chest forward, bend into that front knee, and then as you exhale, we're gonna lift the back leg. You're in that supported warrior three, so you want the back toes, the right toes to face down. Here we go. One more breath, inhale, and then exhale, nose towards the knee, lift that back leg maybe a little bit further. Half splits. Beautiful. Inhale. Exhale, release the foot down. Inhale to lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way to stand. Palms come together over the head. And then exhale, bring them into your heart space. Inhale, sweep the arms high. Exhale, sink the hips low, bend the knees. Find a little chair pose here. We're just here for a breath, I promise. Inhale here. And then exhale, release the arms, fold over the legs. Inhale to lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees, bring the palms to your mat, and we'll step back to plank pose. Option to hang out here, build strength right here, or inhale to shift forward. Exhale, lower the knees or not. Belly or not, or halfway. All right, inhale, cobra or your up dog. And then exhale, we'll all meet back in our downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg reaches up and back. Exhale, shift forward, elbows come underneath the shoulders as you draw the knee into the chest. Inhale, press the right foot back. And then exhale, this time we'll step it between the hands. So we're gonna spiral the left heel down, opening up the hips a bit more. This time we're gonna rise up for a warrior two. So ground into the feet, inhale, rise all the way up, reach the arms nice and wide. And then exhale, settle in. Deep bend in the front knee. Pressing down into the feet, again, pressing into the outer edge of your back foot. Again, so it's in that stillness that
our brain sort of goes, what's happening? What's happening? And to all the things that are coming up for the day or for the weekend because it's Friday, right? But see if you can bring yourself right here in the present moment. That's what happens when you come back to the breath. You remain present. All right. Connect with the breath. Beautiful. We're going to take the left palm down to the thigh, right palm faces up. As you inhale, we're going to take that right arm over the head. A little reverse. And then exhale, we're going to take the right forearm down to the right thigh. Try not to drop into it super heavy. Left arm sweeps out in front of you. Lead with your pinky and then take the arm over the ear. So that left palm is facing down, okay? Rotate the chest open, find your side angle. Maybe the gaze takes a little glance up at the left arm. Root into the feet. Inhale, we're gonna rise up, reverse it once again, this time straighten the front leg. And then exhale, land in your warrior two. Breath in here, inhale. Exhale, find your side angle once again. So elbow comes down. Left arm sweeps over the head. Okay, so find your version. You can stay here with the forearm on the thigh. If you feel like it's available, you can take the right fingertips down to the earth, okay? Either way, the chest is rotating open. Beautiful. Take one more breath. And out. Inhale, rise all the way up. Again, straighten the front leg. Find that reverse. And then exhale. Bring the palms all the way down to frame the foot. Pick up the back heel, plant the left palm, and we'll send the right arm towards the sky. Find a little twist. So you can stay here working into the twist by really pressing into the left heel to find active legs, rotating the chest, right? So this is a really lovely place to be. Or you can take it into a side plank by dropping the left heel down and then stacking the right foot on top of the left. So yogi's choice. Either way, whichever shape you've decided to be in, where is your focus? Allow it to be on the breath. I know that can be hard, but you got this. One more breath in and a breath out. Lower it all down, find your plank pose, and then we'll press it back to your downward facing dog. Just for a breath, we're gonna keep moving. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, left leg reaches up and back this time. And then exhale, shift it forward. Knee draws into the chest, towards the nose. Hug it in. Give your core a little work here. Inhale, press it back. And then exhale, step it between the palms. Right heel spirals down, up, starting to open the hips. All right, so find that bend in the left knee. When you're ready, ground through the feet. Rise up on your inhale. Come into your warrior two on this side. Okay, arms are wide. Chest is broad and open. Reconnect with the breath. Reconnect with the present. Here we go, right palm down to the thigh, left palm faces high. Take an inhale, sweep the arm over the head. Little reverse here. One more breath in. And a breath out. We're gonna come through that warrior two, place the left forearm on top of the thigh. Right arm sweeps in front of you, lead with the pinky. All right, palm faces down when it comes over your head. And that whole little scoop thing, you can play with that for a second if you like. It just sort of brings the shoulder into a more comfortable space, or it does for me. If it doesn't for you, then you can skip it. Hold steadfast through the legs, press it down. Inhale. We're gonna rise up, reverse it once again, this time straighten the front knee. Ah yes, a little reprieve. And then exhale, warrior two. All right, so let's do that again. Inhale. And then exhale, forearm down. Sweep that right arm up. Okay, so make a decision. Hello, kitty baby. Do you want to keep the forearm here, just sort of resting? So really the goal is so that, you're not putting all your weight here, all right? You want the
the power to come from the legs. Okay, so coming into your version, you can take the palms down, fingertips down. Wherever you are, rotate the chest forward, almost like you're trying to lift it towards the sky. Beautiful, one more breath. Exhale out. Here we go, inhale, rise all the way up, reverse it, straighten the front leg. Exhale, cartwheel the arms down. Plant the palms. Here we go, we're gonna come into that dragon twist. Right palm stays planted, left arm to the sky. Okay, so option to stay here and work to strength here. Pressing into the right heel, rotating up, lifting up out of that right arm socket. Or you can drop the right heel, find your side plank on this side. All right. Refocus the breath. It's probably coming a little bit harder here, that's okay. Beautiful, take one more breath. And a breath out, lower it back to plank. And then we'll press it back to dog. We're just here for a breath, okay? Take an inhale. Exhale, lower the knees all the way down to your mat. Keep the toes tucked under. Walk the hands towards you and come all the way up onto the knees. Okay? Inhale, we're gonna tuck the belly in as you take the tailbone down. So finding a nice active and stable core. Hands come into some imaginary back pockets. On your breath in, we're gonna draw the elbows in towards one another as you just find a gentle lift of the heart. So coming into a version of camel. I just really like this one. It just seems much more gentle, but we get a beautiful opening of the front body. Keep breathing. One more breath in. And a breath out to release. Lower the fingertips down. And we're gonna lift the knees. Coming into like this little tuck position. So you're in like this little sort of squat. I like to take a second just to make sure my feet are sort of together here. It feels more stable. Knees are together as much as they can be. And you can sort of just play here. You might just want to stay here. This is a nice stretch for like the bottoms of your feet. You might like to round over the legs. Get a stretch through the upper back. Or if you'd like to play with your balance, you can play with taking the palms together at your heart. Finding balance here. If you've decided to play with your balance, find a good drishti, a good gazing point, somewhere to focus. And then keep drawing the belly in and dropping the tailbone, just like we did in our camel variation. Beautiful, take one more breath in. And a breath out, release the hands to the earth, lift the bum, drop the heels forward fold. There we go, shake the head, yes. Shake it no. Ground into the feet and let's just roll nice and slow. All the way to stand. Arms reach high, palms come together, and exhale, bring them into your heart space. Beautiful. All right, so let's just take a second just to do a little bit of balance, because sometimes in those balance poses, that's where the breath goes, what's happening? So it's a really good place to sort of play with that breath focus, okay? So, coming into your Tadasana, into your mountain pose. Feet under the hips. They don't have to be together, mine aren't. And just take a moment here. Ground down through the feet. Draw the belly in. Roll the shoulders back, okay? And then pick somewhere that, again, that drishti, that gazing point, somewhere that's not moving, but that you can continue to keep your gaze on. And then when you're ready, we're gonna play with tree pose. So we're gonna just shift the weight into that right leg. Okay, bend the left knee. And so when you do that, you might notice that your hips sort of cocks out to the right. See if you can try and keep the hips level. All right, and then either taking the sole of the foot, you can keep the toes grounded, okay? Or you can take the sole of the foot to the inside of the calf or the thigh, okay? So working at,
See, I can't look at the camera here because I'm moving. All right, so finding a good drisky point, and then just playing with the hands. Where do you want them to be? Extra balance, you know, you can take them out to the side. If you want to play with taking the palms together over the head or out wide. Lifting through the chest. Sometimes I like to say, maybe turn the corners of the mouth up, but you don't have to if you're not feeling it. Beautiful. We're just here for one more breath. Inhale. Exhale. Take the palms back together at the heart. And then with control, we're going to take the knee in and then slowly release that left foot down. Beautiful. We're going to come right into the next side. All right, so take the weight onto the left foot, release the hands, and then just start by bending the knee, okay? All right, so notice what the hips are doing. Keep them level. And then come into your tree. All right, so wherever you want that foot to go, you can keep the toes grounded, or you can connect the foot with the leg, either way. Okay, so we're pressing the foot into the leg into the foot, and that will sort of hug everything in towards the midline. And then again, just playing with the arms. Where do you want them to be? Maybe they're sort of swaying. Okay, no. Wherever you'd like them to go. And then just breathe. Notice what happens when you can take your focus from what's happening around you and bring it back onto the breath. Notice what that does. Notice if that brings you a little more stillness. Brings you back right into the present. Beautiful. Take one more breath in. Exhale, palms come together at the heart center. Draw the knee in towards the center and then release the foot down. Okay, so now shake those legs out. And there we go. Beautiful. All right, so we're at the back of our mats, or wherever you are on your mat. We're gonna make our way down. All right, so come back into your Tadasana. Take an inhale, sweep the arms high. Exhale, release, fold over the legs. Soften it out. Inhale to lift halfway. And then exhale, fold. And then let's just walk the hands out, coming into our downward facing dog. Inhale. We're going to lift the heels, roll the body forward, come into a plank pose. Okay? Strong core here. Beautiful. Press into the heels. Take one more breath in. And then exhale. We're going to lower all the way down to the belly. Uncurl the toes. And then let's just take the arms alongside the body, palms facing down. Press the toenails into the mat. Inhale. We're going to lift the head, lift the heart. Press the palms down. Coming into a locust variation, keep the gaze down at your mat. You might like to float the arms. You might like to take them out in front of you. Beautiful. Take one more breath in. And then exhale, lower it all back to your mat. Take a few breaths here. Maybe stacking the forehead on top of the hands. And then go ahead and just take the hands underneath the body. Press yourself up. And then just come into a seated position. So I'm going to come forward on my mat just so you can see a little bit more. All right, so take the legs out in front of you. And then let's go ahead and take the left knee, bend it, and then take the sole of the foot to the inner thigh, kind of like you're in a tree pose, right? All right, so if you want to take your leg out a little bit wider, I'm going to. It just feels good this morning. All right, so sitting up nice and tall. Right hand comes down to the right thigh. Flex the right toes, bring them towards the face. Take an inhale, sweep the left arm high. And then exhale, dip over to the right as you slide that right hand down the leg. And just coming to a place where you feel a nice stretch for the side body. And just take the head where it feels comfortable. That left palm is facing down. Inhale, come up right. And then as you exhale, we're gonna turn the torso to face that right knee, okay? So if you've widened out your leg, that turn is gonna be a bit of a twist, okay? All right, so inhale here, and then exhale. Now we're gonna fold over that right leg. Lead with the heart, okay? So think about leading with the heart versus leading with like the head. All right, so lead with the heart. Hands can stay to frame the leg, or you can take, I like to take that left foot or that left hand and bring it to the outside of my right leg. And that sort of gets into this little space over here a little bit more, the QL area. One more breath in. And then a breath out. Go ahead and rise all the way back up. And then keep the left leg where it is. We're going to take the right leg, swing it behind you so that you're in this sort of, not quite 90-90. I call it the drill team. I'm from Texas and I was in dance teams as a kid, and I always felt like this is like the quintessential dance team pose, right? All my chiefettes know what I'm talking about. Or high school dance team celebrities, you guys. Okay, anyways. All right. Take an inhale, lift it up. And then exhale, we're going to twist over the left shoulder. Left fingertips come behind you. Right hand comes to that left knee. And just find a gentle twist here. We're winding it down. So you might find that the breath has started to slow down once again. Breath in. And a breath out to unwind. All right, so lean over to the left, take the legs out. Once again, we're going to do all of that on the left side. So the sole of the right foot comes to the inner left thigh. Again, if you widened that leg on the other side, do that. Go ahead and do that here. All right, flex the left toes. Left hand comes on to the thigh or the shin. And on your inhale, we'll sweep the right arm over the head. And then exhale, slide the left hand down as you find that side stretch here on this side. Keep the chest nice and open. Almost like you're trying to spiral it up towards the sky. That's her favorite place to go, is to look out the window. Inhale, go ahead and rise all the way back up. And then exhale, turn the torso over that left knee. Okay? Inhale, lift and open the chest. And then exhale, lead from the heart as you fold over the left leg. Again, either taking the hands to frame the leg or maybe taking the right hand to the outside of the calf. And just sort of play around here. It might feel really nice to press that right knee sort of down and into the mat. You might find you're able to get a little bit deeper. Beautiful. Take an inhale. And then on your exhale, slowly rise all the way back up. Right leg stays as it is. Bend the left knee, swing the leg behind you. We're in that little dance pose. This is where we would always do for pictures. I don't know. Anyway. All right, so coming into this twist on the right side. Breath in. And a breath out. Just gentle twist to the right, just to sort of counter that twist. So right fingertips behind you. Left hand onto the knee, and just maybe gaze over the right shoulder.
Full inhale. And then exhale, unwind. And then just swing the left leg back around. And just find a comfortable seat here. So if you'd like to lay down for your Shavasana, by all means. If you're okay with just sitting up, then I invite you to find a seat that works for you. If you feel like you'd like to add a blanket or anything here underneath the hips or anywhere else, sometimes just placing it on the legs is really grounding. So we're just going to take a moment to rest. And as you're in whatever shape works for you to rest, and just let the eyes close. Let the body soften, let the muscles release any tension. And so if you're seated, try to keep a taut spine without being rigid. And then just take a hand to the heart and a hand to the belly. And just feel the breath. Knowing that the breath is always with you. It's always a place that you can bring your focus to bring yourself back into the present. Or to refocus your energy. Or just to give you a moment so that you can respond versus react. Thank you so much for showing up and for moving and breathing with me this morning, or whenever you're practicing. And draw the palms together. And then lifting them up towards the forehead, connecting the thumbs right into the third eye center. Sending you all big deep breaths as you move through your day, filled with love and light. Let's just close with one nice full breath together, inhaling and exhaling. Have a beautiful day, my